institutions control the supply of Ripple, they also control the price of Ripple, which is very, very different than any other cryptocurrency out there because we talked about the centralized nature of it. So most likely on any dip, it will be bought. So it recently dipped from about 370 to about 230, and most likely it will get bought on that dip. Their office is a block and a half from Coinbase. So there's a very good chance it gets added to Coinbase, okay? I saw this in one of my YouTube videos that I always watch, and this is really interesting, guys. Watch this. So if you go to Google Maps and you put in Coinbase, San Francisco, okay? Then you put in Ripple. If it allows me to type. So check this out, guys. This is so interesting and fascinating, okay? So Ripple's office is a block and a half from Coinbase, okay? I'm not gonna say that 100% certainty that Ripple's gonna be added to Coinbase. This is in San Francisco, guys, okay? Here's Ripple's office. Here's Coinbase's office. Literally a block and a half from each other. We all know that Coinbase has 15 million accounts in the world, and they're adding about 100,000 new accounts a day. If Ripple gets added to Coinbase, and if you go through the white paper, they actually don't fit the qualification of being added, but if they do get added, then Ripple's price is gonna skyrocket. And that's what happened in Bitcoin Cash. So keep this in mind that it's a block and a half from each other, which is really, really important and significant. So let me close this tab. It is a good management team that is willing to go on camera and talk about the benefits and how Ripple can change the world, okay? One significant thing that's always important is how the management team is, okay? If they're willing to come on camera and talk about their crypto, it's a good thing. If they're not willing to go on camera, it's usually a bad thing. Very similar to CEOs of companies. If a CEO of a company has a bad quarter, he's not willing to go on camera and talk about his quarter, it's probably a bad thing. If he's willing to go on camera and talk about his quarter, it's a good thing. Okay, the bad. It is not decentralized, which is the complete opposite of Bitcoin and the reason that cryptocurrencies exist. Okay, I want to invest in cryptos that are decentralized. I'm not saying it's bad because it's centralized, but I'm just saying as a generalization, it goes against the whole principle of cryptocurrency space. One of their key founders, Jed McCaleb, left because he thought the codes were getting corrupted and started Ripple's main competitor, which is Stellar Luminous. And they're now on the top, I think 15 list. So they are, let me go to CoinMarketCap. So when you have one of your owners leaving to go start a competitor, they're number 8. So we'll go over that one next week. When you see when your key founders leaves to start competitor against you, it's not a good sign, guys, okay? There is no proof of work like Bitcoin. There is a distributed agreement. Is there a need for it? Okay, the big thing in there is, why do we need Ripple? Okay, why can't the banks just come up with their own thing? And maybe they are working on it, but as a generalization, banks usually have very weak technology, so maybe they do need it. And it's also overbought. I never like to purchase anything when it is 10x in a month, okay? So good, bad, okay? A lot of good and a lot of bad. Key investors. And this was really interesting because this came out over the weekend that Styx had a 3% share of it. I'll tell you another one right now, guys. Accenture owns a lot of Ripple. So if you're looking for a derivative play of Ripple, you can look at Accenture because they own a lot of it. Andreessen Horowitz is a private equity firm, so it's not like you can go buy that. But keep an eye on Accenture, guys, because they own a lot of Ripple. So they always talk about a play on Ripple. Maybe you don't want to get long Ripple. Maybe you just want to get long Accenture. And that's a derivative play of Accenture. Of Ripple, sorry. Competition. In the crypto world, really only competes against Stellar, XLM, right now, which is about 10% of the market cap. So Ripple is 10 times the market cap of Stellar. Okay, as we talked about, Jed McCaleb left Ripple to go start Stellar. Okay, so Bitcoin competes against Litecoin, it competes against Dash, Monero, Zcash, Vertcoin. In the crypto world, Ripple really only competes against Stellar. Other competitors, Swift, which is the current way that transactions are taken via wire and transfer. Okay, Western Union, another one. Currency exchanges and banks. So these are a list of key competitors against Ripple. More competitors, and Ethereum, IOTA, Dash, Monero, Litecoin, Rayblox, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash. Basically, they're all competitors against each other, but the main competitor is Stellar, okay, in the crypto sphere. Charts. So here's a chart, and this is versus Bitcoin. So we have two charts we're going to look at here. One is versus Bitcoin, and then one is outright versus the US dollar. So versus Bitcoin, we can see here it has been on fire, okay? For a very long period of time, it was just completely hanging out. Then all of a sudden, it took off to the races. And now, over the course of the last, this is since December, okay? So in 1 month, it has 4x the performance of Bitcoin. So personally, if I had to give it a score, I like Ripple. It's a name I don't mind owning. However, but I think it's run up too much too fast. So it's up 449% versus Bitcoin over the course since December. Here's a chart of it. And let's go back to previously. Here's a chart of it. And this is combined prices, guys. So actually, yeah, this is on Polynex. So got up to about 350. Now it's trading around the 234 level. Okay, and we'll talk about buy levels here. I got into it here at about 90 cents. I sold it at about 260. So currently I have no position on in Ripple. If you're an aggressive pullback trader, this is a buy level where a trader could get into it right now. Buy levels. You could buy Ripple, where it's trading at 267. You would have got stopped on that trade. It would have been a really tight stop. An aggressive pullback trader could have bought it at 235. So if you're an aggressive pullback trader, and there's 4 types of traders out there, and I can't tell you what kind of trader you are, okay? You're going to be an aggressive pullback trader, you can be a moderate pullback trader, you can be a breakout trader, or you can be a counter trend trader. You have to figure out individually what kind of trader you are, okay? I'm a breakout trader, but if you're an aggressive pullback trader, this creates an opportunity to get long Ripple at $2.35. I personally would use a stop loss at $1.77. It's up to you to figure out your own risk versus reward setup. But if you're interested in Ripple, this is a pullback where an aggressive trader can buy. Moderate pullback trader, looking for a level at 187. Bought it at 187. The last breakout before that was 90 cents. So you could buy it at 187 with a 90-cent stop loss. So those are your levels here on these pullbacks, guys. Or the breakouts to the upside would be above 350. So if it broke out again to the upside, it'd be above 350. Okay, how to buy it. Here's a list of exchanges you can buy it. BitThumb is very heavily linked to South Korea. So obviously you're not gonna buy in there. Bitfinex has actually closed to US customers. So most likely you're not gonna buy it on there. And these were the top exchanges. So the #1 exchange where it's bought is through South Korea. Okay, you're not gonna buy on that exchange. This you're not gonna buy on because it's closed. So these are really your 4 options. I'm a big fan of Bitrex. They were closed to new accounts for a while, but now they're back open. Polynex is US based. Binance is a good exchange. I have money in there. I actually do not have an account on HitBTC, but they have a lot of really good cryptos, so I will open an account on there as well. So just remember, guys, this is a South Korean exchange. You're not going to trade on there. Bitfinex has closed to US customers, so you're not going to trade on there. So these 4 on the bottom are where you could buy Ripple. Okay, cryptocurrency score. And this is my personal score. I wouldn't say it's the whole crypto team's. I gave it 72 out of 100, okay? And where do I come up with this score? 100's like, I want to put a lot of money to work, okay? Do I like Ripple? Yeah, I like Ripple. How much do I like Ripple? I give it about a C or a C plus, or a C or C minus. Couple reasons why I don't like it is I don't like the centralized nature of it. Okay, the whole point of cryptos is to have a decentralized nature. Number 2, Stellar is 10% of the market cap. I would much rather get into Stellar at 10% of the market cap than into Ripple. In number 3, Ripple has already 10x'd. Okay, anything that has 10x'd, very, very low chance of 10x's again. I think there's a lot of cryptos in the space that I've personally got in that have 10x'd. So I don't think it can 10x again. I don't think it's going to go from $3 to $30. So I gave it about a 72 out of 100. I think at 235 on a reward risk setup, it's a good setup, but I think a lot of the top 10 market cap names basically are kind of overbought and oversaturated. I think there's much, much better uses out there. Conclusion, is investing in a centralized crypto a bad thing? I would say no, okay? So just don't get there and be in your head, be like, oh, it's centralized, I can't get into it. It's not a bad thing to invest in a centralized crypto. Can Ripple potentially 10x over the next year? Probably not. But look at how many more banks they could bring on board. They only have 20 of 30,000 banks to bring on board right now. But I think the 10x is already out there. Is Stellar a better crypto and cheaper price? Probably. So what you guys got to understand, in the top 5 names, most of their technologies are slow. They just have user base in the brand recognition. Over time, we'll realize which cryptos are actually better. How will I trade it? I did have a core position, but I did sell it out because I think it might get added to Coinbase. So if it gets added to Coinbase, obviously the stock will move higher here. I'm actually going to look to get long it today at the 235 level. I actually just transferred some money into Binance. So let me go in here. So you can go to Binance, and I go to my exchange. And let's go to Binance. Let's go to Ripple. Ripple. Can I look it up by Ripple or no? I have to look it up by its XMR, right? So I go here. Sorry, that is not Ripple. Ripple is XRP. And I want to go to... So here's Ripple. So if I wanted to buy it here, I could buy it on Binance. It's 227 here on Binance. I would have to buy it versus BTC. So 227, reward to risk, I think it's a decent opportunity to get long. From my point of view, this is, I think it can go up 5x. I think it can go down 67%. So I think there's better reward risk setups. I think it can go up 5x to maybe $10, but I also think it can go back down to about 80 cents. So I think there's better reward risk setups. So that is everything you guys need to know for Ripple. And let me